think it's working.
I'm waiting for the finger. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bias Bros, the show that asks the question, why does Jay have a webcam in his bedroom? We ask, but we don't answer.
You know, I actually never questioned that, and now I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed that you don't get to know, or disappointment that you had to think about it at all?
That one.
Well, now everybody gets to share in your misery.
Yay!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jay here with Bias Bros. With me, as always, is Devin. Devin, say hi, Devin.
Do I have to say hi, Devin?
You can say you can greet the audience however you want.
Blah, 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 blah.
And that is Devin speak for thank you for joining us today. This is Bias Bros.
Yeah, he got it.
Was that an accurate translation?
He got it.
I mean, it was a roughly translated.
Yeah.
Literally translated. I don't know if I got all the syntax.
Literally, roughly.
Literally, roughly translated syntaxy.
It was roughly literal.
It was roughly literal. This is going nowhere. So let's just jump right into it, because I really want to talk about this trailer that Devin shared this trailer with me, and I am so excited to talk about it. But it's gonna have to wait until after the Jed list. But
we have teased you with premise.
You're going to have to stay and wait to see what we're talking about. Create dramatic tension. So our Barry Judd list today is everybody knows the phrase. Apparently I don't, because I just forgot it.
Yay.
One hit wonder. Everybody knows the phrase one hit wonders, but we're kind of always thinking about songs. You know, that the band that did that one song everybody knows about, but that's it. We want to talk about one hit wonder actors or actresses. You know, that folks that got the spotlight for one brief moment, and then everybody kind of wondered what the hell happened to them. I don't know how you formulated your list, but like a couple of people on my, like, they've done other stuff. It just wasn't as high profile.
Yeah, I kind of went with like people I couldn't immediately name anything of note after their one big thing of note. You know, like I always do, I was looking at some other lists, and there were a lot of people list folks on there who I go, no, I like a lot of people listed like Alicia Silverstone, and I'm like, no, I can actually name like off the top of my head several Alicia Silverstone movies without trying very hard. So
Right.
doesn't really count for me. I'm not aiming for like one hit movie or one popular movie, more one people who were in one project that anybody knew about.
Yeah.
And then kind of nothing.
There's some. Well, we'll go into it.
All right.
Why don't you jump into yours? Because I got I got my backup lists.
All right. I'll do my my first one, which is probably the most personally disappointing because it's actually how I came up with this list. I'm rewatching Entourage, which is the personally disappointing part. That show's just fucking devoid, but it's become like my background show while I work.
Sure.
COVID and music gets old when you listen over and over and over and over and over again.
So try shows out.
Right, you know, and can do podcasts because you're supposed to listen to a podcast. I need something that you don't need to pay attention to.
Right,
which
something
was
you've
Entourage.
seen before helps.
And so, Adrian Grenier, I think I'm saying it right, but he plays Vince Chase in Entourage, the celebrity, the gentleman who needs said Entourage, who actually, upon my newest rewatch, I would say is not the main character.
Okay, honestly, I have not seen much of the Entourage, so I know the premise. I know a couple of the people that are in it. I mean, not personally, but
you guys hang out on the weekends. You have drinks.
Yeah, we play cards. Yeah. You know, yeah. So they're not one-hit wonders in my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to look up because I was like, am I forgetting like a major project? He's been in movies.
Sure.
He was on like a couple of like Disney children's shows doing a voice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, really outside of, despite what Entourage would have led you to believe.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't really become a mega celebrity off of that. He never became Mark Wahlberg.
it kind of happens sometimes, man. It happens a lot.
Yep.
You get your one big break, and then you don't quite get picked up, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're not working either.
Right.
I mean, people do stuff and submit stuff all the time, constantly, and you might have gotten paid for a job that just never took off.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually more the case. So this one, I couldn't name the movies, but I know he did a few movies after what he was famous for. Oh, I'm supposed to be pulling up pictures. I'm just sitting here with this blank-ass Google screen.
You're fired. But, after the show.
Yeah. Matthew Fox from Lost. He played
Which
Jack.
one was he?
Arguably the main
was he the main character? Yeah,
of Lost.
Other than Locke.
After... And Sawyer and Kate. After Lost, kind of fuck all. He did a couple of, action movies. I think he was the villain in one of them. But
fun.
Sort of nothing that anybody gave a shit about. Nothing major. Nothing that blew anybody's minds. Just kind of came out hard with Lost. And then I think a lot of people got a bad taste in their mouth after the ending of Lost. But the more people I talked to about Lost, the more people I realized did not at all pay attention to Lost.
That's another one I haven't seen yet, man. There's a lot of those shows like Lost, Entourage, Sopranos. I'm still working on Game of Thrones.
Sopranos.
All of those big, especially HBO shows, I never had the chance to get into. So yeah, that's another one that I never really. That wasn't HBO. I think that was what, FX.
Lost. It was NBC.
Oh, it was NBC. Okay,
something like that.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to check that one out. So let me ask you this, because I can't really do a give and take. What was Jack? Is that the character?
Okay, I'm just gonna pull up a Lost logo at this point.
Do it.
There we
go. What drew you to that actor that you're bummed that he was the one-hit wonder?
I wouldn't say I'm necessarily bummed about it. More just Lost. I really liked. I'm still a big Lost fan.
Okay.
So, kind of the main character of Lost. A huge show, and whether you loved or hated Lost, changed how television does things. Lost set a new tone for shit.
It definitely raised a bar.
And you can still see Lost kind of imprinted all over modern television.
Sure,
so
absolutely.
For such a crazy big show, the arguably main character not really doing anything has always just kind of been crazy to me. It's sort of the same for Heroes, though he didn't make my list. Milo
Ventimiglia?
No, Masioka. I'm kind of surprised didn't get...
Oh, me too.
And maybe that is an unfortunate sign of what a lot of people are trying to change and talk about in Hollywood, but Asian folks just not getting roles that aren't people who do Kung Fu. But yeah, Masioka was a fan favorite in
absolutely.
Culturally phenomenal show, and kind of he does stuff. He was on Hawaii 5-0 for a bit.
Oh yeah.
I guess he was in the Get Smart movie, but for me,
he was in the Get Smart movie, and he was in the spinoff that was about him and that other guy.
Oh, okay, sure.
They made a spinoff movie. I don't remember the names of their characters, but yeah, they starred I think it was direct to video.
Well,
but yeah,
he didn't make my list.
Yeah, for sure.
That dude didn't
go on
to star in crazy awesome stuff. So yeah. All right, next up, kind of a favorite punching bag of the internet in recent times. Amanda Bynes of the Amanda. I'm glad these are the pictures that Google pulls up instead of anything.
One of the bad ones.
I just pull up the whole Google Images page, so it's all the bad ones.
Oh goodness.
She's got face tattoos.
Sorry, Amanda. Who care? I don't give a shit about face tattoos.
I didn't say they were good ones.
Fair enough.
But yeah, she's just kind of fallen on rough times. But after it was the Amanda Show, and then Agent Cody Banks, I think, was the one quote unquote big movie. I didn't see it either. What's funny? Somebody else who almost made my list, but Agent Cody Banks was done with Frankie Muniz, who was the same thing.
Oh, that
like
one. Yeah.
One show, and I guess oh, no, they were in two together. He did the Cody Banks and then the Big Fat Liar.
Big Fat Liar. Yeah.
So I guess she had a couple of small ones, but since then, really just fell off. I'm based on the arrest record and personal appearance, I'm guessing it was probably just
she kind of went
issues.
She went the Lindsay Lohan route, unfortunately, which was a bummer. I mean, we grew up with Amanda Bynes. She jumped onto all that like later on in the show. Mm-hmm. Like she was a new addition, replacing the younger gal. I don't remember what her name was. She did the Ross Perot bit, which was funny.
Yeah. None of those people have names.
I'm sure they think they have names.
They're wrong,
but they don't. No, like she was great when she was brought on all that. Her spinoff show, the Amanda Show, was super funny.
Yep.
And like I was really stoked when she started, gaining more momentum and gaining more speed. She started doing the Nickelodeon movies and the Disney movies, and she was in. We were talking about last week. She was in the musical that I was trying to get you to watch. Not
All
Chicago, but the other
Go
one.
To Heaven.
Yeah, she was in All Dogs Go to Heaven. She played the Heaven.
Sorry,
no.
The best role.
Hairspray. She was in Hairspray.
And
she killed it.
Hairspray?
She played the Hairspray.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought.
No, and she rocked it in that. And then it was not too long after Hairspray that, she started acting a fool.
I'm just gonna assume.
Which was a bummer. That was a bummer. I liked Amanda Bynes.
All right, and then
it'd be cool to see her jump back into it.
Yeah, I mean, she gotta get that shit up off her face, but whatever. So next up, I guess has done things more recently, but it's a lot of stuff more in tribute to her original famous role, Linda Blair.
She's on my list. I did not actually, she's on my backup list, so we're still good, but I was not that's why I put her on the backup. I never would have thought you would have put her on your list.
Oh, come on, I'm on a horror kick right now. I had to pull out.
Oh, that's true. But you're not a really big Exorcist fan.
It's not my favorite, no. It's it honestly, I think more what it is it's the me and like Monty Python thing now. I've just seen Holy Grail.
Oh, sure.
Before seeing Holy Grail, everyone quotes it. You've seen clips, you've seen parodies.
You knew so much about The Exorcist before you had the chance to see it that it was like, okay, what's so special?
Yeah, but like by the time I saw it, it was just, okay.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And at the time, like, that was really racy, fucked up shit to do in a movie.
Oh yeah.
But like we said before,
by the time we got to it,
shitty B horror schlock sci-fi that had to do extreme shit to get noticed.
Yeah.
So it was it just kind of didn't work for me, but it still stood out. And like Linda Blair like famously did very little after it. I think people were like really surprised by this one. And honestly, I think it does have to do with the fact that like the Scream Queen thing is a thing. You totally can have this career and just doing like these horror movies every year, and you're not going to be uber rich and famous, but you can make a living, like a comfortable living off of doing that and hitting convention circuit and stuff.
Absolutely.
Kind of just didn't for a very long time. I know she did come back and she did a Repossessed.
I was going to bring up Repossessed.
Spin-off.
Yes. Well, so after The Exorcist, she did the Exorcist sequels, but she really couldn't live down the Exorcist movie. Like nobody saw her as anything but Reagan.
I thought she didn't even do
she was at least in a couple of them. I don't know if she did. Well, she certainly didn't do the prequels, obviously.
Sure.
But at least the first three, I think they were all her.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, so because like she was so pinned down to like just stapled to that movie and that movie only, that's why she did Repossessed. She was like, look, if somebody's going to make fun of this movie and make fun of me, it might as well be me so I can get my name out of it.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
You think she gets any royalties on the likeness rights for the possess like
Oh, because everybody uses it.
Right.
Everybody it's the archetype for the possessed girl.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know.
She fucking should.
She better. She should.
Absolutely
like she should have the patent on that. But quick Linda Blair aside, I know you don't like Supernatural, but there is a funny Linda Blair reference, Exorcist reference in an episode that she guest stars. She plays a cop that's like trying to, arrest the two main characters, and then she stumbles into what they're dealing with and starts to believe them. So by the end of the episode, she's like, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna bury this however I need to, but you guys take care of yourselves, okay? And I'll just don't let me catch you in this town." That whole spiel, right? Well, she walks away, and they're walking off into the sunset, and Dean goes, "You hungry? I don't know why, but I can really go for some pea soup right about now."
Ugh. Pea soup didn't look good before it was heavily used as vomit in a movie, and now
right?
It's just worse.
You know what? So my ex decided to make pea soup one night when we were still going together.
People put chunks of
and
ham
I was
in
like,
it, and I'm like, what are you doing?
She put bacon. She put bacon in it.
Fuck.
But she was like, "I'm making pea soup." I'm like, and I had that same reaction, like, "Oh, really? You're making pea soup?" She goes, "Yeah, why? It's good." I'm like, "Yeah, but like The Exorcist, and it's just in." She goes, "Just, oh, she didn't just." But long story short,
she beat him.
She beat me, and so I ate it. And you know what? It was pretty damn good.
I used to have to, when I managed a deli years and years ago, I used to have, it was a seasonal soup, and we'd put out the split pea soup, and even the smell of that stuff, I couldn't work far enough away from that fucking smell. Oh my god, it's disgusting.
I get it.
And then
moving on.
The last one on my list.
Really already at 5?
Yeah. This one's a little more unfortunate. Jack Gleason famously played Prince Joffrey on the Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The poor fucker quit because he started getting death threats and all kinds of stuff. Because
no shit.
How could he do this to characters they loved? And, he's such a monster. And I mean, what a testament to how good he did. That, he made you hate him. He made you hate him. And that was his job.
But before you continue, just careful of spoilers.
I mean, no, but the character was just a hateful little fuck.
Yeah.
And the actor did such a good job making you hate him, which was the job.
But at the same time, totally. But at the same time, it's like, fuckers. A, he is not this person.
Yeah, no.
He is not this character. He's an actor. And B, he didn't write the fucking thing.
Right.
Calm. And C, he's a child.
Yeah.
Stop sending death threats to a child.
So yeah, he felt like, all the pressure, all the attention, all the everything was
That's
just
a
a really
bummer,
negative
man.
experience. So
that's
I mean,
drag.
He's still young. I've actually heard rumor that he's maybe doing a small project soon and
that'd
coming
be cool.
back, but
that's cool.
Retired after just that because he was like, what sucked was that, and so he's not doing that anymore.
That's a drag. Well, look, and good on really him for recognizing it and pulling out of it.
So the new Falcon Winter Soldier show has a new person wearing the Captain America uniform because
I kind of heard about this. Again, please careful of spoilers.
Just other than this character exists, he's a dude who's taking over the Cap mantle after what happened in Endgame. Cap's like, good. So and Sam
he became Mr. Rogers.
Nah. And except it's not Tom Hanks. But yeah, so there's a new guy in the Cap suit, and people are sending him death threats. He's a piece of shit. How dare he put on that suit? He's not Captain America.
God. Oh my god!
This is the world you live in.
Look. Okay, I am addressing this to the audience directly. Don't be these fucking people.
Don't do that.
Don't be these fuck. If you see these people, I can't advise you to hurt them. I can't advise that. Actually, don't hurt them, but shake them viciously. Get some sense into them. Something.
Unless they're babies. Don't
threaten actors for the characters they play, because that's asinine. God damn it. Oh my god. Well, he was almost on my list for this fact alone. And it's Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, I almost put him on my list, and I did.
Who played young Anakin, and that was he played Anakin in Phantom Menace, and then he did some of the video games and stuff.
Yeah,
and then that was pretty much it. And he's now checked into a mental ward, he's having psychiatric help regularly because of schizophrenia.
Yeah, he's haunted by Jar Jar.
caused widely because everybody hated this movie so much. Like high school was a wreck for him. Like life in general is just he can't get away from this. And so good on what was Jeffrey's name?
Joffrey's name
Joffrey's
is
name?
Jack Gleason.
Good on Jack Gleason for like recognizing it and having the ability to walk away. But Jake Lloyd, man,
you just had such an old man moment. Who's the Jeffrey kid?
Who's that? Who's the king? The King Jeff? Who's this Jeffrey guy?
I don't like that King Jeff boy.
Tell him to get off my lawn.
He's no good.
He's no good.
Back in
you
my
don't
day,
hang around with the Jeffrey.
We'd have marched into that throne room and we'd have given him what for.
I'd taken him over my knee. Not in a weird way.
With that show.
Well, no. Yes, that's really your list. You done 5.
I done 5.
You done 5. I think list them off again.
I delete them as I go through, so I don't.
All right.
It was.
I think you're
Entourage, Lost, Game of Thrones,
Joffrey.
Linda Blair, and then. Oh wait, can I just hit back? I'm just gonna hit the
Mr. Poopy Butthole.
It was Mr. Poopy Butthole. Before the and Amanda Bynes.
Oh yeah, that's 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, one of these days I'll learn how to count.
Yeah. Piece of shit.
What's the third one? It's F, right?
What?
In counting. It's 1, 1, 2, F, 7.
Yeah. You got it.
All right. Moving on to my list. You didn't. There was at least one that I was sure was going to be on your list, but you didn't hit it.
Okay.
And I'm going to give that to you first. Sarah Holcomb. Do you remember Sarah Holcomb?
I'm trying to spell Sarah Holcomb.
It's Sarah with an H. Holcomb. Holcomb.
Pulling up images.
She was in Animal House, and she was in Caddyshack.
Oh yeah, I am only 15.
Yeah, that girl. And then she was the Scottish gal from Caddyshack. And she did like 2 or maybe 3 other movies, but that was it. She gave really solid performances in both Animal House and Caddyshack.
Yeah.
Really great. Like, I mean, I had known her from Animal House. You know, we saw that when we were, young teenagers and whatever else. I actually didn't get around to watching Caddyshack until mid-20s. Like I just kind of skipped over it because I was tired of people talking about it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like I recognized who she was immediately, and it was a vastly different character, and she did a great job. She killed it. And then I was like, well, where is this gal? What's she doing now? Like, Animal House. I thought, she did the small part and she went away.
Kingpin.
Well, she wasn't a drug kingpin, but she was working with the National Lampoon team. And the National Lampoon team, back when they were, big, yeah, dude, they were pretty heavy into drugs, and she was young and she was trying to keep up. So yeah, she went that route. She burnt out real quick, which was a drag. I honestly don't know. I've looked and I can't find anybody who can say definitively what she's doing now. Which I guess is a good thing. Like, give the gal her privacy. But yeah, she's not in the biz anymore. She's just kind of off doing her own thing and trying to live life, hopefully well.
IMDb just lists her as years active, but not like alive or dead or anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully she's living her best life. Hopefully she's living better than she was.
Hopefully she's a drug kingpin, but like a successful
Oh yeah, make
one.
it work to your advantage. Yeah. Like, you're not hooked on it. You don't use your own product,
Yeah.
If that's your thing, like, just, be safe.
Yeah.
We do not, Bias Bros does not condone this.
Well,
but if you are doing it, then, I hope you're living well.
Drugs are legal in my state.
Well, then hopefully Sarah Holcomb is in your state. Not confusion, but, the state in which you live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. Brandon Routh. You know who Brandon Routh is.
I disagree with this one, but go on.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Ralph.
Wait, because okay, well, look. He got his big limelight moment in Superman. Was it Returns? Superman Returns?
It's Routh, not Ralph. Got it. Yeah. No, I remember
Wow.
Returns. I do.
Yeah. But
recall it.
that was the Superman, right? It was Superman Returns.
Believe so.
Okay. That was the one. It was, a big gap in the Superman movies. Finally, they make a Superman movie aptly named Superman Returns. That was the one with
And I think it was even
Who Shall Not
supposed
Be
to be
Named.
a sequel.
Yes, it was.
He was
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, but we don't say his name because he's a piece of shit.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't like that. I love his performances, but knowing what kind of human he turned out to be, like, fuck that guy.
Separate art from the artist, man. There's no way I'm living in a world without Seven.
Yeah, I get it, but damn, piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Anyway,
fuck the guy.
But Brandon Routh, like, he was a solid Superman. Like, Superman has never been my favorite superhero, but he's a solid Superman. He did a great job, and that was pretty much the height of his career. Like, that's not to say that he hasn't gone on, like, he's done cameos. He was in Zack and Mary Make a Porno, hilarious scene. He was in what has become a cult classic film called Dylan Dog Bounty Hunter. Yep. You seen that one? Eddie loves it.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like, it wasn't amazing, but I can understand why it's a cult classic. Sam Huntington's in it, and I love Sam Huntington.
So he is also in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
That's right. He was in that, which didn't do very well.
True. And then he was also just in the CW DC verse as the Atom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
So it was more that one was the reason I couldn't actually call him a one-hit wonder. He's kind of found his stride on television.
Oh, that's good. Okay, well, then I wasn't aware of that.
Though he is now off that show.
Well, there you go. How many episodes did you do? Like a guest spot? An episode or two?
No. He's in a few seasons.
Okay.
We're to the IMDb. The IMDb. Why are you laid out like... Oh, because I clicked...
Well, I'll tell you what. While you look that up, I'm going to go on record and say that... we're listing these people on our lists and whatnot as one-hit wonders, people who didn't do anything after their one big movie.
Well, he was also just on The Rookie.
I'm talking. Okay. But no, but, like, that's not to say, like, I hope that some of these people will come back if that's what they choose to do. I hope they can find a stride. I hope that they can, do better. Like, whatever it is they're trying to do. Like, so I want to see more of their films. And it just so happens that Brandon Routh happened to happen concurrently with me giving this list.
Sure.
That makes sense.
So for the Arrowverse, God, I hate that it's fucking called that. It looks like he did 1 episode of Supergirl, 1 episode of Batwoman, 3 episodes of Flash, 21 episodes of Arrow, and 75 episodes of Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Plus the Crisis on Infinite Earths video.
Nice. All right. Well, then, maybe I have to take him off my list.
Yeah. Take him off.
I have one. You want me to throw on an extra one?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, fine.
I mean, you can still throw in an extra one, but not...
Well,
not
I might as well. Although that he's done... Well, I'll get to it. Next up on my list, Heather Donahue.
Yeah, I thought you might do that one.
Yeah. Heather Donahue, everybody would know her from the Blair Witch Project, who played Heather. And... Well, I don't know that they ever listed her last name. Yeah, I mean, they just used the actor's real first names, but I don't think they ever said her last name in the movie. But where was it going? Oh, yeah. So, look, people bag on that movie. And I don't get why. Like, they tried something new, and it was successful.
Yeah.
As fuck. Like, yeah, the camera was shaky and whatever else, but it was supposed to look like it was a found footage movie.
Yeah.
Say what you will about it, but she rocked it. And most of those, I think, if I understand correctly, there wasn't really a script. It was scenes.
It was let's put a couple people in the woods and fucking torture them for a few days.
Well, pretty much, yeah. But yeah, no, like, they weren't given pages, they weren't given lines, they were given situations, and they were told, improv these situations, and like, it read well. And these 3 people rocked it. I'd put the other 2, Josh and Mike, on the list too.
Sure.
They all rocked it. And I don't know so much about Mike, but Josh has gone on to do a couple other small things.
Okay.
He was in an episode of Bones, that was pretty much about Blair Witch Project.
That's funny.
They find a body that of a student, a film student that was filming their senior project, and it happened to be a horror movie, and he played the professor.
That's funny.
That was funny. Yeah.
Well done.
But Heather has done a few other. She was in a really funny episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia that I really liked.
Oh, was she?
And she actually filmed a pilot up here that I auditioned for. Didn't land it, unfortunately, but
But the show never got picked up, so fuck that shit.
No, like
Williams.
I was
really,
some of my friends actually did work on the project, and I was really hoping that it would get picked up. Like, even though I didn't get to be on it, but it never quite happened.
Revenge.
No, not at all. But fuck Hollywood. No.
Yeah.
Rebel. And last up on my list is Cheryl Lee. Cheryl Lee, you probably don't recognize her. She played Linda Palmer? Sarah Palmer. Damn it, I suddenly can't think of the name. She was in Twin Peaks. She was the so have you ever seen Twin Peaks?
Oh, Cheryl with an S. It's
yes.
Very different. I made it through half of the first episode of Twin Peaks and then just really couldn't do it.
It's very extreme. It's basically like it's a soap opera that isn't a soap opera. It's like they start out with a pretty general premise, like, oh, small town murder, and all these small town characters interact, and then the script goes off the frickin' walls. Absolutely off the walls. And she plays the body that they find.
So a demanding role.
Well, the first episode, that's pretty much all she was. She was the body. But as they go on, they do flashbacks. Okay. They happen, like, she has this cousin that is her, like, looks just like her.
Cheryl. Just fucking laying there. Really thought I hit my moment really well. I was
didn't forget a single line.
Yeah. Crushed it today.
But no, and then they brought on a character that was like her identical cousin. So it looks just like her. So like she got to play that character, and they also made a movie that was a prequel to Twin Peaks called Black Velvet. No, that's another Lynch movie. I suddenly can't think of the movie, but they made a prequel movie.
Steel Magnolias.
Yes, that was the issues leading up to Twin Peaks was Steel Magnolias.
I've actually never seen that either. So.
What with Wheezy and everything? Oh no, Weeza.
Wheezy and Steel Magnolias.
It's not Wheezy, it's Weeza.
The Jeffersons are in Steel Magnolias. Is that the one that had Wheezy? Wait, no, it wasn't Jeffersons. What was it? Fuck.
Yeah,
was
George
it?
And Wheezy.
Okay.
Yeah, but no. We're
but totally not the same thing.
But no, so she
I'd be really disappointed when I do watch Steel Magnolias now.
This is nothing like Twin Peaks.
Where the fuck is Wheezy?
I thought they were moving on up. No, so Cheryl Lee, she has a breadth of work under her. Like she's been in like, I think 60 something flicks or whatever. But like it never really Twin Peaks when it came out was everybody knew it. Everybody watched it. It was the talk of the town because it was so freaking bonkers.
You mean to say Twin Peaks at its peak?
Don't ever do that again.
I do the fucking puns around here.
She seriously, I take that responsibility very seriously. Thank you very much. The only other thing that I've really seen her in, I have seen a few things here and there, but I saw John Carpenter's Vampires, which I was not a huge fan of. I was really good. It wasn't. I was looking forward to it too, man. Like I was all for the John Carpenter's Vampires, and it just did not deliver. And it was to no fault of anybody in particular, I don't think. It was just kind of a wishy-washy, flimsy through line.
Yeah.
It was just kind of weak.
Yeah.
Didn't deliver. Nobody cared.
Fucking John Carpenter.
But poor John Carpenter. But no, like she was great in it, like with what she could do with it. And it sucks that she didn't really take off the way that
she should
that she
have.
could have, that she should have. Yeah. And I got to meet her too. She and the guy that played her dad, whose name always escapes me. Every name always escapes me. He played the devil in oh man,
Tim
Reaper.
Curry.
No,
that,
that
Reaper? Dude. Yeah. I love that guy.
Oh, he's great. I can't think of his name. Look up his name for me. But she and he were at Crypticon a couple years ago. And yeah, super down to earth, really chill guy. Well, he's a guy. She's not.
You don't say.
Yeah, I know, right? Sorry, I got a name drop every once in a while, just to liven things up, just to give myself a little bit of credibility. I don't have any credibility, so I like to borrow. Ray Wise, yes, he's fun, and she was fun. Both very pleasant people.
This is the fucking guy right here.
That guy. Reaper was great.
Reaper was great.
I need to go rewatch that. I don't even remember. I don't know if I've seen all of it.
It's like 2 seasons.
Oh, did it make it another season? I think I only saw the first one then.
I think it did too.
The first one was really fun. It's basically about a guy who was some desk clerk, has to suddenly become the new Grim Reaper for the devil.
Yeah,
it was great. And what's something Labine?
Labine, Tyler
Labine, yes, from Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Yeah,
he nailed it in that show.
Yeah, playing Sock.
Yes. Oh, and if I remember correctly, Kevin Smith directed that first episode.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
That was the end of your list, right? Because there is a jumping off point with Kevin Smith.
Well, why not? Let's go ahead and do that.
So, they just announced, I think today, at least this week, Kevin Smith's new movie is going to be auctioned off as an NFT
to
one person. And that person will control the rights, own the movie. If they want to never show it, they can never show it. If they want to sell it, they can sell it. If they want to distribute it themselves, they can. If they want to give it away free, they can. It is completely theirs. And it's being done as an NFT.
Are you fucking kidding?
Do you know what NFT is?
Yeah. It's like they're like digital files, but like there's only one of.
Yeah.
And you pay for the rights to that file.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the movie?
Kilroy Was Here. It's apparently a horror anthology based off of a graffiti on a wall from World War II.
Yeah, I know Kilroy.
Yeah.
And it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
When does he do this?
It's already done.
Oh, so somebody already has purchased it.
Oh, no, the movie is done. The auction has not happened yet. And Kevin Smith is also going to be starting his own NFT blockchain company.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Oh, that's so Kevin Smith.
Yeah. My boss has been dabbling in this. He's like $4,000 up right now.
No shit.
Off of like a $300 investment.
No shit.
Yeah. He does it for there's these basketball ones. My boss is a big basketball head, and he's killing it.
All right. I'm going to have to talk to you about this after the show.
All right.
Because money.
Gotta have money to make money.
Well, I don't have money, so I guess that's why I don't make money.
You're going to have to sell blood and semen in separate cups. Nobody wants...
Not mixed together.
Yeah, not mixed together. Okay.
Dodgeball reference.
You wanted to talk about a trailer.
I did.
Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, why not? So the other day, Devin sends me a text. You need to watch the trailer for Psycho Gorman. And I said, okay. And I never quite got around. I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm busy right now.
Nope.
I'll get to it when I get to it. And I kind of forgot about it. Because, he and I send texts to each other, all day long. So what I think, like, I thought I just sent this to him yesterday. It's pages up. So I got to, like, dig to find stuff that he tells me to do. Because apparently I'm his bitch.
I don't want to fucking Facebook.
And, just before we started recording today, he goes, so did you watch that trailer? I'm like, oh yeah, no, I didn't. He goes, you should do that right now. Did you bring it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to find like a better image.
A still show?
But,
a still photo?
Yeah.
Well, look, Anybody watching, listening to this, whenever you do, please do yourself a favor and go look up the trailer for Psycho Gorman, because that looks amazing.
I think it's pronounced Gorman, not Gorman.
Oh,
just for the record,
it is.
It's Psycho
it is pronounced
Gorman,
Psycho Gorman, but it's written Gorman,
not Psycho Gorman.
Psycho Gorman, attorney at law.
Yeah, it's a different movie.
Yeah, I'm making that one. That's my movie.
Psycho Gorman,
attorney at law.
So the general premise of the movie seems to be there is an ancient and all-powerful evil in the universe, which is discovered by a 10-year-old girl who apparently can control it via a magic amulet. And as various other space entities come down to destroy the Psycho Gorman, she uses her control over it to, like, fuck with people and kind of be a little shit.
Yeah. And
it's got heavy, like, grim adventures, but
I was just gonna say
trauma.
it's grim adventures of Billy and Mandy, but it's a little more, I don't want to say dark. It is. I mean, Billy and Mandy was already pretty dark, but this is a little more gory.
It's a little more Gorman.
It's a little more Gorman. Yeah, I don't even know what to say, man. I am so excited for this movie, and I didn't even know it existed an hour ago.
Yeah, everything about it is just up my alley. Like the ridiculous neon color palette, the over-the-top
snarky attitude.
Oh yeah, the selling point for me so far is, like, just because she has control over him does not seem to give him obligation to be nice about any of it.
Right, yeah. Like, he has to do this because he knows he has to, but he is still threatening these characters their entire, like, what, the kid says something along the lines of, bye, Gorman, it would be nicer if you were dead.
It was nice to meet you, Gorman. It would be nicer if you were... she's showing it to her parents who are freaking out, and she goes, don't worry, and he just goes, worry.
I am so excited for this movie, man.
Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun.
Speaking of upcoming movies, this actually just popped into my head, but I heard through the grapevine, and we kind of mentioned it a little earlier, are they working on a Tucker and Dale 2?
This is news to me.
People kind of, internet rumors and whatever else, like, that's been happening for a couple of years, but earlier this year, I could have sworn I had heard. And if I'm wrong, please, I don't mean to further the internet rumor mill, but I had heard that they were actively working on it. Were you aware of this?
No, this is the first I'm hearing of it. I'd be into it. I mean, the first movie only did poorly because it got shelved for a while. Right,
yeah. I felt the same way about that one as I did, what's his name? The dude from the same about this movie as I did about Fanboys, is that had they been released earlier, Tyler Labine would have been a bigger name, and Dan Fogler would have been a bigger name.
Yeah,
but it had waited for so long. Absolutely. Well, because they had a bunch of movies tightly packed, and then they were playing smaller characters, and people were kind of aware that they existed, and then all of a sudden, their next project got shelved, and that was their bigger role, and it just took longer for them to get back in front of people's faces, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah.
But they're both amazing actors. I love Dan Fogler, but the dude's won a Tony. So,
who's Tony?
He's this guy from the Bronx. It's Tony, and Dan won him, and now he has to scrub his feet every night with a loofah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, well, it sounds nice for Dan, not for Tony. Yeah, Tony's very uncomfortable about the whole situation, but Dan's got this amulet that controls him, so
worry.
Worry.
And one thing I wanted to run by you. So catching up on my movie list, I finally saw Host. I finally saw Freaky.
Yeah, what'd you think about Freaky?
Freaky was a lot of fun. Even my wife is really getting into that director. You've got to go back and watch the Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You.
Yeah,
movies.
yes I do.
The
They're on Shudder, right? They're available somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only hooked you up with several streaming apps. Like,
yeah, you did.
Figure it out, bro. Can't fucking help you.
You want me to watch them for you too?
I mean, get your shit together. Just gather it all up.
Get your shit together, Morty.
Gather it all up. Put it in a little bag. Take it with you everywhere you go. Oh, that's an awful picture.
Oh, well.
But there's a new one that I wanted to add to your list.
Oh, okay. The ever-expansive list.
Yeah, that's how this works.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like it kind of fits with the theme of today, only because this movie got really
themes?
poor ratings. It's sitting at like a 5.6 of 10 on IMDb. Okay. It's really good. It's super fucked up and terrible, and I loved it.
Was ist das?
Vivarium?
Vivarium.
Vivarium.
I'm going to call it Vivarium.
The movie's called The Vivarium.
The Vivarium.
That's probably why it didn't catch on. No, basically, it's Jesse Eisenberg, and I'm not even trying to be a dick. This is my favorite name I've ever heard in my entire life. The female lead is Imogen Poots.
Okay. Imogen Poots. You like it better than Armand Hammer?
Imogen Poots crushes Armand
What about Peekaboo
Hammer.
Street?
Fuck Peekaboo Street. Imogen Poots is the most inspired name I've ever fucking heard. And it's made better just because me and my wife are watching Degrassi and there's a character named Imogen and we keep going, that's not a name. And then suddenly, Imogen Poots. And I'm like, well, fuck. Because if that's a name. So Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots are a young couple looking to buy a house together.
Okay.
And so they go out, and the first place they look at, like, the realtor's creepy. And he takes them out to this little, like, like cookie cutter copy paste neighborhood. Like every house is the same thing.
Like a suburb.
Well, like a gated suburb, though. You know what I mean? Like
a gated community, yeah.
Like
all little boxes on the hillside.
All the houses are the exact same color, the exact same builds.
Yeah.
Everything is the same. So they're driving through, and they're looking at the house, and suddenly Homeboy has just dipped. He's gone.
He's not in the car. Like, are they walking or driving?
They pulled up. They're in the house. They're looking around the house, and he dips. He's gone. They walk out. He's nowhere to be seen. So they try and drive out of the fucking place, and they keep winding up in front of the same house.
Oh, shit.
And then the next day, there's a cardboard box out front, and they open it, and there's a baby inside, and it says, raise the baby and be released.
What?
Dude, and it just gets more...
That is no, I'm not watching this movie. That is my nightmare.
It gets so much more
Have
fucked
a baby.
Up. Oh, it's so much worse.
No.
It's
horrifying.
It's
I'm
so
not
good.
Okay with this,
it's
man.
so good.
Is
You've
it
got
though?
to check it out. Yes.
Oof. All right.
And it's one of those ones, like, there's not big scares. Like, there's just whole parts where you're just uncomfortable. You're just watching people kind of fundamentally
you're not
break
selling
down.
it.
Oh, it's so good. Vivarium.
Okay. Vivarium. It might be more palatable. It might be more palatable if I call it Vivarium.
Apparently the
Vivarium.
Okay, that's enough of that. The writer-director got the idea because I guess in Ireland there was
he had a baby and then his life was ruined.
Somebody just left him this baby. There was this big housing boom.
Yes.
But it was followed immediately by an economic crash. So there are literally ghost neighborhoods in Ireland that you can drive through. So the director went out there and he was saying you could drive for like 20 minutes and see nothing but the same house in every direction. And it's all completely empty.
Whoa.
And that's exactly how it is in the movie.
Why would they be empty?
Because nobody could buy them. There was a whole economic crash.
But like somebody has to own them, right? Like if
the
you're
company that built them, but it was built by a company.
Hold on. Hear me out. Everybody knows that all these houses are empty, and it's a 20-minute stretch. So you drive 10 minutes in the middle of it, you find a house and you move in. And then you have no neighbors.
Arrested and sued.
Well, you don't have to squat, you just buy it.
Oh,
and now you have no neighbors and lovely. I'm sure that they're affordable since nobody lives in them.
And it's been 20 years, so they might not be up to code.
That's true too.
No, it's a nightmare. But no,
but that is pretty terrifying.
The movie is it works the same way Buried works.
Oh God! Oh no! Dude, I don't want to live through that. You've got to watch Vivarium. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable right now. If you haven't seen Buried, God, please don't watch Buried. Watch Buried, but don't watch Buried.
You're gonna start watching Vivarium going, wow, he told me a lot about this movie, and just know I didn't tell you shit about this movie.
I'm sure. That sounds like the basic setup. Really? It's got Buried vibes?
Not quite as stress-inducing. Oh, not
okay,
all
well, that's
claustrophobic.
Good. Okay.
Well, it's stress-inducing, but in a different way.
Okay.
It's not
socially stressful.
This is like breaking down. This is extreme exhaustion.
So life. This movie rains life down upon you.
The best part, circling back around to a thing we've been complaining about off and on this show, because I'm clearly not bitter. This movie ended and my wife went, okay, so if this fucking movie doesn't have to explain anything, why do you suddenly have to explain everything in your goddamn comic? Because there's lots of stuff where we were like, okay, is this happening because of this? It's not explicitly said, but then I actually ended up reading a discussion with a director where literally any question me and my wife had, the thing that you just kind of logically assumed was exactly what it was. It didn't need to explain it to you. Wherever your brain kind of went to first, you were actually probably thinking exactly what the director, like at least we were. Every single way we were like, that's exactly what he was planning on.
That's Vivarium.
That's the Varvarium.
The Vivarium. Gotcha.
Sorry, the Vivarium.
There's Vivarium.
The Vivarium.
The Vivarium.
The Vivarium.
The Vivarium. It is the Vivarium.
Okay. Watch it.
Yes.
You gotta watch
Pootsie. All right. I'll watch the Pootsie.
You think she'd appreciate being called Pootsie?
I don't think she would at all. Not at all. Least of all from us.
If anybody knows her, can anybody just ask if she's okay with being
called
Pootsie?
Like we're not mocking her. We just, it's a term of endearment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be like, there goes Pootsie.
There goes good old Pootsie.
Yeah.
Is that what's her real name again?
Imogen Poots.
Imogen Poots.
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 There's not there's no way
I'm somebody calls her
that
Pootsie.
Wrong. You know, it's Poats actually.
It might be Poats.
It's Poots.
Okay, Poots. I'm sure somebody calls her Pootsie.
Someone has to.
Somebody, what's up, Pootsie? Yeah. My little Pootsie. My little Pootsie. My little Pootsie.
And it looks like at that point they're asking us to leave the internet. Yeah.
Oh, we're
getting the message now. They no longer want us here. We're all done.
Please leave the internet. Signed, the internet.
So I've added a couple other like minor ones to the list, but
stuff that I need to see.
Maybe I haven't watched them yet either. But like The Lighthouse has been added onto my list. I do want to check it out.
Yeah. Me too.
Mostly to see if Homeboy can really play Batman, but I think he will be fine. And then
I'm looking forward to it, man.
So.
Oh yeah, you gotta love Dafoe.
Yeah. And then there's one on here called Only God Forgives, which apparently is supposed to be pretty fucked up.
Okay. I'm not sure if I've heard this one.
I'm gonna pull up a quick thing and then we'll play it out. Only God Forgives, 2013 film. In Thailand, a drug trafficker played by Ryan Gosling, a drug trafficker's icy mother sends him on a mission to avenge his older brother who was killed for being beating an underage prostitute to death.
Jesus.
Yeah. So kind of apparently this was supposed to be a lot like Drive, which like a lot of people were freaking out about, but this is like a much darker Drive that didn't catch on. It has 3 of 5 stars, 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb. It's like a grittier, meaner Drive, and that's why it made my list. So I was like, I could stand to see Pretty Boy be pretty dark.
Do you remember there was a movie that came out about a year or two ago? I don't know. The last year was a blur. So it must have been about 2 years ago. That was a group of rich people pit a bunch of poor people together to kill each other so that they can watch, and then one of the girls, I think it was played by Margot Robbie, like rises up and starts killing the rich people.
That sounds loosely familiar.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah, no, people were I don't want to say up in arms, but like it raised a big stink because it was like the premise was, action movie, horror, drama kind of material, but like everybody was like, hey, this is a political statement, and which it probably was.
This was just like a year or two ago, huh?
This was only it must have been 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah, people were pretty upset when this movie started coming out.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know what it's called.
Fair enough. Well, is it sleepy time?
Yeah, we're gonna hang up. I'm gonna fall asleep in my chair.
Okay, cool. And I'll sing you a lullaby.
Yeah.
Make you some warm milk.
Nani, nani, nani.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing nani, 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 just like that.
Hey, nani, nani, and a ho, ho, ho.
All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining us. Sorry about that anticlimactic ending. But hey,
next time I'll shoot Jay in the face. It'll be like a cliffhanger.
From 2 states away.
I'm only 1 state away.
I don't know how geography works. Everybody, thank you very much for joining us. My name is Jay. You can find me online, www.jbarkersvoice.com. You can also find me on Fitter and Twitchbook.
Good old Fitter. Twitchbook's a whole other fucking thing. You stay off.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. Oh, I'm not gonna tell that joke. Never mind. Moving on. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter at Jay Barker's Voice.
Oh. If you look at the screen, you can see where to find me in 5dproductions.com. 5D Podcast, Metagame Network, Bias Bros.
Thanks very much, everybody. Bye.
Hey, maybe wait till I stop recording everything before you say anything this time.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll do that this time, you fuck.
Bye.
Bye.
Still shut up. We're still live. You can say the recording's done, but you can still talk to the YouTube audience just while I do some
Who's
engineering.
Watching? Nobody. So I'm talking to nobody right now.
You're talking to the future.
Nobody's with. I'm talking. We are the world. We are the children.
It's like if there's ever a DVD, this is what's considered bonus content.
This is bonus content right here. This is gonna be this is not even bonus content. This is an Easter egg, motherfucker.
But it's not
we
even
hide
Easter.
This.